Wait, did the sound not play with that redeem? Since you can't trust me. Okay. All right. Well, do we want to get into this already, Chonky? Is that what we're doing? You want to start shit? You want to start shit? Damn it. I know it's always on site, you motherfucker. Okay. So I've got to figure out what the hell's going on because I set up those redeems through stream elements, not stream elements, but what was that extension? Sound alerts. I gotta figure out the hell's going on, why it's not updating. Okay. Yes. Good, good, good. All right, try that. Try that redeem again. I think I figured it out. Or any of the redeems that I set up. Dude, seriously? Why did it not play anything? Alright, well, we're just gonna kick on over to here. Add elements. I don't want to hear anybody use the word scuff. I don't want to hear anybody use it. Chunky. No, I'm skiff. That's alright, Exodus. You keep working on that damn paper, dude. I know how it is. Alright, hang on a damn second. Oh, in your alert service dashboard, find the unique URL. Okay, of course it's fucking. Of course. Give me a damn second. Okay. Don't yawn me, Chonky, goddammit. Yeah, I figured the stream element stuff is... Alright, sound bits. Notification. So what had happened is I just set everything up yesterday without making sure I knew browser source.
House shoes in the basket.
Oh, they need to be washed. Yeah. Thank you, Jess. Alright. Yeah, it's still showing that Chonky is subscribed. Alright, we're gonna play a test alert. But the audio's not working for it. Why is that? I'm gonna try to chat.
Said I give?
Did you guys hear that? Yep. Too loud? There we go. Now I hear it too. Magnificent. All right, that works. Yay. All right. All right, now we got that little bit of... That wasn't even scuff. That was just so much as me just not paying any bit of attention to how to properly overlay that. Okay. I'll bring it up to the yellow on my mixer. How's everybody doing today? We doing good? Want a soda? Hmm? Hi, number one fan. Okay, so let's get into this with chonky bullshit. All right, hang on. All right, let's why are my eyeballs doing that? Give me a second. Recalibrate the camera. Okay. Hopefully that should fix what ails us. Right, I keep forgetting about the green shorts on this fucking dude. Okay. Shut up. Shut up about the crotch. You mothers. Super shorty shorts. Yep. Alright, so first off, so I got a message yesterday from Gulmi about asking for help with a PC question. Which is building a PC for Chonky, since Chonky's laptop is what we might call about to go see Grandma in heaven. Thank you. Now, yep, I fixed head pads. You weren't here for that. Yes, I fixed head pads. So he asked me some questions. I'm asking questions back and forth. What we're looking for. I'll look over the list of the parts that he's provided for Chonky's PC. And one of the things I was worried about was since we're trying to push Chonky into doing professional art and selling it so that way they can have like a business and whatnot and they can work from home. I was like, I think the GPU needs to be a little bit stronger, maybe just like 8 more gigs of RAM on it. So I was like, hey, here's one that says it's $90 more. It's a very good graphics card. I'd get it if I could, because, hey, it looks pretty cool. And some motherfucker in this chat room is having a problem with understanding that when their partner is spending money on them to build a computer for their needs, that if their partner wants to go a little bit higher or change up some, or make it nice for them, then they need to shut the fuck up and accept the love and care that their partner is putting into doing this for them. I'm not going to mention any names about who this motherfucker is. Yeah, I was about to say you and Silver in the exact same space. No, I understand. Like, I truly do understand that, Chonky. Which is why, like, when I was talking to him about it, the first thing I wanted him to check on was, because he saw that he was not building on the current platforms, right? He was building on the platform that I'm on, which is AM4. And look, we love you, and I'm not sitting, and I'm not sitting there telling him like, oh, get rid of this fucking motherboard because it doesn't look cool. I was more concerned about, hey, this motherboard's only got this many USB ports. I don't know. What if you decide to start doing the VTubing shit yourself, and start doing art on stream and make money, or try to make money doing it? Like, so I was future proofing in my head. And I don't know really the budget that he has to play with. I know it's probably not a lot, but my concern with it was I just want to make sure that you were cared for and that you were covered. We were just talking about you, my man. Right, and Gulmi also reminded me that, like, there are USB ports on the case too. So I also know that a lot of stuff's going more to USB-C. That thing had not a single USB-C port on it. It's whatever. Because at the end of the day, like, he and I talked about it. There's nothing wrong with the build he's got going on for you. It's just, for me personally, I just want a little extra RAM. I just want to make sure your graphics card was good for your renders, etc., etc. Past that, though, the case has one USB port. I didn't see that. Seriously? I'm pulling this thing back up. I gotta pull this back up and look at it. Yeah, it's got one USB-C, one USB 3.0, one USB 2.0 on the front of the case. That's kind of like what my case is on the front, so that's not terrible. And like Chonky put out, like, you could, you can get, yeah, you can get like a hub or something, which wouldn't be bad. Yeah. And it's not like he's going to be playing like competitive Battlefield and shit on it. So, I mean, like, looks like we got an ad about to start for anybody that's not subscribed, so you might hear an ad. Also, if anybody is on here who is not subscribed, and if ads roll for you, will you please tell me if you see an ad? Because I think I'm getting screwed on ad rev. I've not collected a single cent of it. So, yay. Just let me know. Yeah. Twitch has not been very kind to people lately, especially the smaller end of the VTubing space. That's true, yeah. I have heard a lot of streamers sit there and say, like, if you guys watch a lot of different streamers on Twitch, buying Twitch Turbo, it'll be ad-free for you, but whoever you're watching with will get any sort of ad that rolls on their channel. Like, they'll get the ad rev on it. Which I've got mine set to about 55... a 55-45 split. They get 45, I get 55, which is why I'm also pissed. Because bitch better have my money. Please don't ban me, Twitch, for saying that. Anyway, I have some I have some things I need to work out. Soft boy, what you talking about? Yeah, listen. I'm trying to make this a side hustle until I can make it the full hustle. You know what I mean? What do you mean? What? I'm confused. Chonky, what in the absolute hell are you talking about? You said soft boy. You said soft boy. Don't fucking. Ooh. No, it's right, Chonky. It's right there in the chat log. Yeah, it will become. Yes. High tides raise all boats. Don't see. Yeah. It's in the fucking chat log. I'm literally seeing it on my stream preview. Book allowance. Oh. Chonking. You do realize that my grandmother had dementia, so I'm really scared of catching dementia. Please don't gaslight me. Please. Or I played a lot of Megabonk last stream, Silver. I played a lot of Megabonk. I even failed so bad, but nobody will ever know because I forgot to take it off of my Be Right Back scene in OBS, so nobody will ever see it. I'm not guilt tripping nobody. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes, that is courtesy of our homie Rumley, who they are talking to me back and forth. They're actually working on a better layout for me. So the Halloween theme that I've got right here, that was free just to get everything started. So they're trying to work with me to get all that stuff worked on. If you guys see it on your stream, there should be a button for stream or for sound alerts. I've set up ones for not only the redeems that you just did, but I've also done one for bits. Yeah, what books? Talk to us about books, Ghoulme. And I should probably get my game loaded up, shouldn't I? Yep. Ooh. I'm starting to get more and more jealous of people knowing people before I do. What do I have that under? Yep. Go ahead and get the game loaded up. Since Silver is here. We could do the Kentucky Route Zero again. Oh! Okay, I see how it is. I'm gonna let y'all know. Hey, Gomi, I'm gonna give you the summary of what I understand. If you think there's a good reason that you're keeping this person from it, I understand. Trust me. I like to keep my friends very much not separate, but like I know which friends work with which friends, right? So I get it. I get it, boss. He's not lying. Is it bad? I kind of want to restart this whole chapter so that way we can see the song again. Is it bad? Um, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna see where it restarts us at. What do you mean you're doing God's work? Uh-oh. Oh. No, no, no. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Like if you want to make sure you're catering to that dude's interest, that's fine, dude. Reloading the game because it was getting ready to play the song again, and Silver's in the middle of doing shit. What do you guys think of Kentucky Route Zero so far? You like it? Thank you for the 100 bits, Silver. I think that's what I really want to do with this channel. It's not just the horror and the eldritch stuff that I want to bring, but I want to bring especially games that you all, yeah, but things that you guys wouldn't normally expose yourselves to. What? Rude. Absolutely rude. Oh, 5 to 10 new subs. Thank you. Thank you for the sub, Grandsire Ryu. Okay, so I am interested in doing Elden Ring. I have Elden Ring on the PC. My boy Kevin bought it for me for Christmas last year. There's only one problem. It is a performance hog. And not only is it a performance hog, I'm running on a 5600G processor. Okay. Chunky on a streak. So I don't have like the best processor to run that game on. I think there's... Oh, I got the Hippets. I got the Hippets. But yeah, so I want to, but I'm afraid of my computer melting the fuck down.
Hello, motherfucker.
Hello, motherfuckers. There's a way to... I gotta quit doing the... There's a default thing for Stream Elements, but I'll worry about that later. Switching out, we're out of the just chatting, and we are doing Kentucky Route Zero. I said we are at... Thank you. Fucking OBS. Get your shit together. Oh, yeah. No, I've already put it into Twitter. Discord. Because I'll put it in the... Oops. How about we not do that? That was almost the... that could have been bad. That was the browser extension for sound alerts. That would have been bad. Oh, wow. I totally misspelled Twitch. Gah. There we go. Yes, so Silver, I take it you are very enamored with the new profile picture. You like that? What is with me and spelling awful today?
I'll take a pound of nuts. That's a lot of nuts! That'll be $4, baby! You want fries with nuts? He just left! With nuts!
Thank you. Thank you, whoever did that. Product placement, Taco Bell. I set those up last night, and I was like, man, I'm hoping they like this. Yeah. I know. Actually, let me. How did you bring that up? Oh, number one fan. I'm also hoping that my very fancy brother uh, will do something extremely dumb and oh yeah, Chonk, you really do need to see Young Frankenstein. You'd love it. You'd fucking I don't have a okay. No. No. Sound and video. Jesus. It's so
Let me smash. Please. Let me smash.
This is a nice stick. I like sticks.
sorry. I should probably mute that so you guys aren't hearing me like test this out. Hang on a second. Okay. I've done the very, very, very rude thing of making that a donation. Actually, no, wait. Can I make that as... No, I can't do it as a... Shit. I should have thought about that as a channel point. Fuck. Sorry. Sorry. I'll fix that later. We're here to play games. We're here to play games. Alrighty. Let me, Oh. I'm back here. Chonky Jesus. Chonky Jesus. I fixed it. It's back. You said you like steak. Alright. Playing game now. Junebug. How's it looking out there? How y'all feeling tonight? There. Can we get a bit more reverb in the monitors? Big E, what is up, boss? Hadn't seen you in a hot minute. I got your message, and I appreciate it. Thank you. From that birthday party all through me. Thank you. Harry adjusts the soundboard behind the bar. How's that? Test, test, 1, 1, 1, 3, 50, lamentation, lamentation. Sounds good. Oh, fuck. Rufus is here. God damn it. Fuck. Look, Rufus gets it. Well, you're about to see one of the best bits of Kentucky Route Zero. Chapter 3, I think we're in. Yes, we're in Chapter 3. So here we go. How's everybody doing? Anybody had a real bad night? Yeah, real bad. We'll try not to make it too much worse. This is a song I heard in a tavern many years ago at an open mic night. Me and Johnny were out just riding around, you know, like drive around, old man. It's my job. That, of course you do. So we're out riding around and we passed this gaudy old tavern. I mean, it was a real dive. Busted up facade, weeds in the parking lot, taps all dry, bats in the bathroom, bar room, and run by this creaky bag of bones. Looked like the only thing keeping him awake was the fear of death. So glad to be back in the lower depths. Harry, hey now! So we stopped up for an early drink, and there was a lady singing right here on stage. The song she sang, well, it stuck with us, and now it's a regular part of our repertoire. Are you watching from a computer or from mobile? Computer. Hang on a second. I may have to actually look at my own. And mute myself so I don't have to hear myself. Oh my god. All right. Give me a second. Let me see. Let me see. Oh. Boss? I think I screwed up. All right, I mean, at this point, just go ahead and sacrifice Grandsire. I cannot fix it currently. I don't know why it's not showing up the donation page. I'll get it fixed. Thank you, Rufus. For the bits. For the bits. For the bits. I continue with the game. Never got that lady's name, but she seemed like a sweet gal, and she had a voice like Scotch whiskey. And we just hope we do her song justice. So here it is. Too late to love you. Thank you, Rufus. God, I love that part. God, I love that song. Well, hope you like it. I've heard it before. I don't doubt that. Look like you spent an evening or two in a grimy old tavern. Listen, we appreciate you folks sticking around for the show. There's nothing more wretched than playing sad songs to an empty room. We just got to go get our fee from Harry, and then we'll get you headed to the Zero. Well, Harry, I think that went pretty well. I'd say the crowd was into it. Reverential. Wrapped. I guess usual fee is about right, and we'll let you get back to your business. Well, that's just the... Damn it, I was trying to tell you two. I can't pay. They cleaned me out. I got nothing left but a GD IOU from the distillery. An IOU? Yeah, I traded them for some whiskey, and I guess I had some surplus credit, so I got this note to get some more from them later on. Must have been a hell of a trade. I had to keep the place open somehow. God damn it. Watch your language, Harry. Can you pay them with just your IOU? Well, very contemporary, very astute. How about it, Harry? Let's push some paper around. Well, it's just, I can collect on it here when they bring more whiskey up, but for you to cash in, you have to go down to, you know, down to the distillery, down to hard times. You know, you've got to take the Zero. So that's what we'll do. How do we get there? To Junebug. You said you knew how to get there. No, I don't believe that's exactly what I said. It is exactly what you said. Are you folks sure you want to head down there? I've never been there myself, but I hear people hear things. Rumors. That's where we got to go. Well, I'll tell you then. But this is it, right? We're square? Harry, you're all right. If only. You got a radio on your car? Yep. Well, here's what you got to do. Take a left out of the parking lot and then just fiddle around with your dial until you hear something familiar but strange. You know the feeling like I used to go hunt with my uncle out in the mountains, and now I watch these nature programs. They're filmed in the mountains, and there's the deer, and I know all the plants and every kind of tree, but something just doesn't look right. And it's even stranger for being so close to familiar. Something like that, you'll know it when you hear it. Fix that strange with familiar station on your dial, drive for a bit, and then turn around when the station cuts out. I mean, right then. Hope you folks find what you're looking for. Eventually. Always a pleasure, Harry. Is it? I don't think I can do anything else in the scene. No. Okay. So we have our radio here on the left-hand side. Station doesn't quite match the bartender's description. Definitely weird though. Let's keep scanning. He said we know it when we heard it. Trying to find it, but I'm just not. Doesn't look like we're getting much of. Oh wait. Conway leaves his truck, stretch his legs by the creek, follows the edge of the road, then wanders a bit into the woods where the creek and road part. The creek bed is nearly dry this time of year, but a few thin channels still run through the rocks. He can barely make out the moonlit silhouette of an overturned boat a few dozen yards down the creek. He reaches habitually into his jacket pocket, then remembers he doesn't carry a flask anymore. Can't go down that way. Okay. I'm just not getting anywhere. Maybe it's not the right song? A drive-in theater. Huh. This must be near the end. You think? Sure. You can tell they're all in crisis. What makes you think they're in crisis? It's in their posture. See how the big one is all slumped there? They were just introducing him. They want him to look all tall and powerful. And you see him worn down to almost nothing. It's pathetic. That's the idea, Cricket. Think they'll start it over after the ending? Yeah, they do that sometimes. Good. I want to know how it starts. You want to see the beginning after the ending? Or maybe ask these folks in the pickup. They look like they're sleeping. Do all these people know each other? I think they just work together. Dark-haired lady's the boss. She's troubled. Oh, okay. How come nobody talks? It's silent. Before your time. Do they just play old movies here? Probably so they don't have to give you speakers for your car. Car speakers are my favorite part. You know they use radio? Just regular radio. I mean, sometimes people bring a little transmitter and jam the signal with some circus music or something. Something loud and garish. That's what makes the best jamming signal. Hit all the frequencies. Ha! Damn, did you see that? I'm not sure you should be watching this, kid. I'm not watching. I didn't see that coming. Took a violent turn there. We should get back on the road. Let's just watch, see how it ends. This is an actual drive-in? So what are you hauling back here there? Any good? You been driving long? Antiquities. Naturally, do you have any of those little ceramic, I want to say porcelain figurines? You know, slice of life. You collect porcelain figurines? Nah, I just like to look at them sometimes. I like how they all have their jobs just painted on, you know? Like I saw one in the gas station the other day who could have been either a milkman or a cop. He had that hat and uniform right. And who knows how it went down. Maybe they just had more blue paint that day. American Moments figurine cop, $35. Buzz next to a dusty milkman, his brother, $15. Ezra gesturing at the screen. What are they doing? They're burying him. Time to get going. Might as well finish the film. Seems like a lot of trouble to make a delivery. You couldn't have referred them to someone local? Well, said needed the business. Sure, who doesn't, right? Whoa, that's it? Yeah, I just kind of trailed off. It's really weird the way the big guy just sat down in the road like that. What do you think it means? He gave up. It's kind of sad. Well, let's get back to the road, huh? I had never done the drive-in. My first time playing this. I got to the song. Oh, I lost the music. Horses. Horses running a race? Seth and Ira had some horses years back. Yeah, I've always been a little afraid of them. They're so big, and I don't know, you look in their eyes and they're almost human. Like they're human and animal at the same time. So they've been domesticated so long, I guess. That fits familiar but strange for me, Harry. For me, Harry said just drive until it cuts out. Okay, so I was on the wrong station then. Do what now? Well, we're back on the zero. Hall of the Mountain King. Act 3, Scene 4. Hall of the Mountain King. I gotta talk to Blue. They don't keep the roads up too well, do they? Never have. I know how you hate to hit a pothole, Blue. Look at this bridge. Bridge ends abruptly, crumbling in disrepair. I'm gonna talk to Johnny. Time to cut him loose, ma'am. Well, now I'm having fun. Ha! Okay, slow night anyway. Nothing's gonna happen to Blue, I think. Going up to a boardwalk. Loop of decayed rope is coiled on the banister. Some rotted sections have been smoothed over with a fine dust. I remember this. Broken computer monitors are heaped precariously among the rocks. A pet carrier for a cat or small dog has been left by the path. A calcified rag wadded in the corner may once have been a blanket. A hiking backpack leans against a rock. It's empty except for a dusty bag of cat food and a few punch cards. Pile of discarded electronics burns steadily in the center of the chamber. Amy. Oh, it's triangles within triangles down here. Shifting, intersecting, overlaying. Isn't it romantic? Let's see. You're here to steal back the love of a boy you once knew when you were too young to recognize the movements of the heart. And you're escorting her, pretending to have her interests at heart, while really you're in love with the young woman as well, and so you've agreed to help him conspire to win her affections, but it's just a ploy to set him up for embarrassment and diminish him out of the picture. What are you talking about? No, you're right. It's insipid. Derivative. I used to be really good at this. I had 11 novels published, from The Billionaire's Bidding to Fields of Longing. Real hot, bodice-ripping stuff, you know? I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment, just me and my thesaurus steaming up the windows. I'm not sure you should be listening to this, kid. Why'd you stop writing? You know, suddenly it was all computers everywhere you went. I thought might be able to do something with that. Inject a little libido into those ugly beige boxes. So I went back to the university and I studied human-computer interaction, and then I picked up Donald's research assistantship here as a tester, debugging. Yeah. No, she was using the thesaurus to... Never mind. And if you guys remember the interlude between Act 1 and 2, I think, where we were in that museum where the punch cards were, and we were told to... We're kind of given this hint about, like, the lady that we met in the Zero before. You guys remember that part? The one who worked at the Department of... I can't remember. Yeah. So this was the computer and all they were talking about. Well, I mean, it's been like 2 weeks since we played, so it does not surprise me that we all forgot. Pardon me while I chew. In my off hours, I played around with the doomed love story at the core of our little simulation. That seemed to amuse Donald, so I kept at it. I'm afraid I tinkered too much, made it too complex. Now our work is never done. We don't even have to add any new functionality. The bugs just grow on their own. Too complex. I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment. So for realsies, when I was real little, my aunt was going to the University of Kentucky, and she had this small studio apartment in Lexington that we helped her move into. So this kind of tickles my brain a little bit. A woman in a tattered cardigan looks furtively at the other people around the fire. Okay, so just making sure. Old man. Donald puffs on a smoldering pipe while half mumbling, half singing an old country tune. Donald softly. Where the old green river runs through hills and caves not known to us, down to the sunless sea. Oh, who are you? What's that song? Oh, you got a verse my absent-minded warbling. It's just a song from my youth. Something a dear friend used to sing to herself as we hacked on crystal radios in the boiler room. In old Kentucky, where my love a lovely home did build for me, and where the old green river runs through hills and caves unknown to us, down to that sunless sea. I don't know the tune, so I'm just guessing at it. From there on, it's all meandering rivers, romantic greenery, and that is... What were we talking about? What's that computer over there? It looks pretty vintage. Looks like a harmless old computer, doesn't it? Like some beat-up mainframe exhumed from a university basement and left in this cave to rot. Or to flower. No, it's an ordinary computer. I've modified it extensively and in some pretty experimental ways, believe you me. And that's to say nothing of the software, but... You look like a technically minded sort of person. Tell me, do you know the effects of mold growth on diffuse-based transistor circuitry? The mold would burn up. Exactly, it burns. And on that sweet smoke that issues from it... And oh, that sweet smoke that issues from it. But it also leaves a sticky residue to seep through the machine, forming new connections and creating new circuits. The computer is no longer the pure domain of language or mathematics, but entropy. Thwarted and feeble, we hammer on this derelict keyboard. My name is Reason, King of Kings. But we are mere tourists in the ruins. Our keystrokes echo off into the tunnels. Boundless and bare, the caves stretch far away. We are too late. Always too late. What? Did you say something? You were about to tell us the software. Oh, the software. My life's work. Xanadu. You've heard of it? Perhaps you read about it in a journal. It's been years since I published anything. Xanadu has evolved significantly since I explained its data structures in my article, Literary Multitudes, Hypertextual Narrative, and Post-Structural Witness. Evolved and then deteriorated. I'm afraid you're too late, fellow hypertext enthusiast. As the mold accumulated on the circuitries, Xanadu blossomed for a moment into something holy and enchanted, and all the charm was broken. Do you have any idea what it's like to spend your life building something, and then sit powerlessly as your work declines into ruin? We can answer from any one of their perspectives. Okay. I drive deliveries for a small antique shop and we're closing down. I fix TVs and I'm about to lose the lease on my workshop. My family disappeared. Julie and me don't know what to do. Junebug. Not really. I'm going to go with Shannon. Oh, they're not long these days of electron guns and cathode rays. Out of a glowing dream, a ghostly light emerges for a while, then fades. Well, I have my own ghosts, and I keep them in there, in Xanadu. Turning on that glorious dusty machine. Take a look if you'd like. Too late to do anything but smoke and reminisce anyway. Far too late to do anything. There's Andrew. You know that when I first... No, I mean, if this cave were larger, could it... Now I'm getting ahead of myself. I forgot it. How would you characterize this space, the one we're standing in now? Seems endless. It's a mess. Kind of spooky, but I'm not scared. Spooky for a baby. It's a mess. A catastrophe. Or the site of some ancient catastrophe, anyway. Sure, the evidence is all around us. Shadows make hard to tell how big it is, what's burning on that fire. But those tunnels are full of junk. What's burning on that fire? Mysterium tremendum. It sends the shadows scattering momentarily, lights the mouths of unseen tunnels. That fire is constantly reshaping my... Close your eyes. Will you close your eyes? Okay, not happening. Only if you close yours. Only if you close yours. Okay, I can do it from memory. Good. Now, you're sitting at the top of a rocky peak. A tongue of flame licks the shadowy anatomies of... Where are we? Oh, here again. How disappointing. Sorry to disappoint. No, it's my fault. I shouldn't be so attached to the future. It's always getting in the way of my work. Better be in the moment, carefully observing and documenting with no attachment. Let me give you an example. I was a grad student studying the statistics when I started working with Donald on his project. He said we needed someone with a more analytical mind to do the descriptive writing. Someone who would appreciate the cave descriptions as real labor instead of taking their authorial voice for granted. Donald warned me it would be long hours of typing painstakingly detailed descriptions into the computer. And I've put in the hours. Believe me, I've put in the hours. I've described every facet of this cave in such detail that sometimes I don't know if I'm reading or looking, writing, or exploring. Often in the dark and lonely moments, I worry that in my sleep I've transcribed rooms from my dreams into the system. How would we know? They could only be entered with precise, faithful detail. That's all I know how to write. And all I dream about is caves. I only dream of caves. A man wearing large glasses inspects the ceiling. There's a gate. Good. A massive gate constructed out of scavenged materials blocks passage down the far side of the spire. There's Roberta. The kingdom is in peril. Roberta laughs. Well, what else is new? Where's the kingdom? You're in the throne room. There are 3 legendary treasures hidden throughout the castle that will restore these ruins to their former glory. What do they look like? She's messing with you, kid. Roberta laughs. Enchanted jewelry, talismans, a magic mirror that prevents the future, a magic shield that protects the bearer from age, a magic chest that's always filled with... I never went to the university. I was an independent scholar. It means I took to the public libraries like a beachcomber. I studied fairy tales, and then I came to work for Donald. I paid the bills, rubbed leathering elbows with academics, scraped black mold from cave walls. Finally, now I carry the firewood into senescence. The kingdom is in peril. Am I pronouncing that word correctly? Let me look that up.
Senescence.
Senescence. Ah, the condition or process of deterioration with age, which is also where we get the word senility. So, that makes sense. Oh, well, I guess we found Xanadu. Good Lord have mercy. Baffling control panels are sheltered from the elements with a worn tarp. A closet-sized wall of knobs and wires looms behind the machine, humming faintly. An electric typewriter is the only easily recognizable component. Let's screw around with Xanadu. How do you think we get it started? This whole thing? Maybe there's a hand crank around, or... Oh, it has a run key. I remember computers that actually had a run key instead of an enter key. Act 3, Scene 5. Xanadu. Fuck you, Chonky. Art stay at the is it? Ha! That thing's in rough shape. Do these switches do anything? Conway flips an unlabeled switch. They're standing at the road fence smoke. Okay, that's worse. Try typing help. Help. You are in all things everywhere. Remove I did that say Lula? Or time for some percussive maintenance? Time for some percussive maintenance. Conway thumps inside the machine with his palm. Oh, I have my portable degausser with me. All system like this one can build up a remnant magnetic field that's sort of warps everything along whatever pattern it's settled into, you know? The also clears that up, suddenly shaking the magnetic field around until it's uniform again. That's how I like to think of it anyway. Like shaking a snow globe. Worth a shot. After what may have been tunnel. Well, okay. Stalactites of one support. Where set up insert end of file. Press any key to quit. This is a lost cause. What a piece of junk. Act 3, Scene 6. Hall of the Mountain King. Bizarre. What was that about Lula? Maybe Tom knows how to clear it up a bit. You have concern? I don't think anybody's going to die. That means nothing. You're worrying too much. I move so fast. So wait for the C to rotate. So you've seen it for yourself. What's left of it? Pretty busted. Chalky bones of a beautiful dream. You can see what it once was, can't you? Can't you? There's so much more to it. Ornate labyrinths of memory, exhaustingly simulated parallel cave ecosystems, real artificial intelligence built on sophisticated neural network algorithms. The birds of the forest could flock in 3 dimensions. The bats could learn to sing. And then it began to crumble when the strangers came. First we only heard them walking heavily through the caves, dragging things around, hammering and clattering their tools. Sometimes we heard working songs, never close enough to make out real voices, just their echoes cascading wordlessly in the tunnels. Then we caught a glimpse of one. What do they look like? They look like... No, it's too horrible. I shouldn't be telling you about this. They're dangerous. They're strange. I should never have tried to outwit them. They were always too much for me, but it's too late now. If I'd listened to Lula... Lula Chamberlain? Yes, of course. Oh, do you know her? Dwarves who are gay for hobbits. My God, woman. How do you know her? It was a long time ago. All this you see, just look at it. No, she's gone now. She left. We built this together. Did you know? Lula, Joseph, and I. Lula's gone from here, but Don points across the cave with his pipe. Still in there, in Xanadu. I don't know where Lula is now or how to get there from here or how to unwind that damn tangled highway, but Xanadu. Ford's ruin was faultless as an oracle, a shrine to perfect simulation. Until, but maybe. Those weird interlopers destroyed my Xanadu. Perhaps I know how to fix it. May be dangerous. I've sent many eager seconds to negotiate with them to repair my masterpiece. Back there, that tunnel. Push back the vines. Crawl out into the darkness. Watch your step. After a while, you'll feel the terrain change beneath your hands and knees. From rock to crystal, then to mud. Then you'll be out. That's where the strangers come from. Now leave me alone. I still have a bit of mold in my pipe and a few dreams left. Yeah, he's smoking the mold, BT dubs. Act 3, Scene 7. Where the strangers come from. Oh, yeah. I didn't know I could control him yet. Well, this can't be right. Looks like an old church. White, but I'm not that white. Worth a look inside, I guess. I want to stay outside. Why? I think I saw a lizard. I'll stay with him. Okay, we'll make it quick. An epitaph is engraved on the stone grave marker. Engraving: Joshua Beale. Generous disposition, will be missed. Below the inscription, a note is written in white chalk. HT8191T, filled date June 29th, notes of almond. An epitaph is engraved on the stone grave marker. Chris Crawford and John Murphy, we think you two would really have liked each other. Below the inscription, a note is written in white chalk. HT8192B, fill date July 24th, weird finish. What the heck happened to my freaking model? An epitaph is engraved on the stone grave marker. Whit Behringer. Always had a far-off look, probably still does. Below the inscription, a note is written in white chalk. HT8192E, fill date August 1, aftertaste of rainwater. Notes of almond, weird finish, aftertaste of rainwater. A little weird. An epitaph is engraved on the stone grave marker. Engraving: Jonathan Rickman and Crystal Bellevue. Below the inscription, a note is written in white chalk. HT8192N, fill date September 8th. Sweet and fungal. An epitaph is engraved on the stone grave marker. Engraving: Sam Bull would have wanted it this way. Below the description, a note is written in white chalk. HT8192Q, fill date September 9, maple/turpentine. An epitaph is engraved on the stone grave marker. Brad Morris should have said something. Below the inscription, a note is written in white chalk. HT8192-X. Fill date November 1. Sense of foreboding. An epitaph is engraved on the stone grave marker. Engraving. Unknown. Seemed reasonable. Below the inscription, a note is written in white chalk. HT 8192-Y. Fill date November 2nd. Easy on the nose. I do want to point out, do y'all remember the name of the whiskey company? Because we're going to their distillery. Yep. Hard times. This, my guess, is probably a barrel marker. Fill date of the barrel and the taste palette. I just put that together. I went HT. Oh shit. Talking to Junebug now. Finding lizards? I wasn't really looking. Nice cover story, kid. Why do you dress like a punk? Do you have a family? Is that guy your boyfriend? I mean, they look like graves, right? I gotta recalibrate my camera. Thinks my eyes are closed and they're not. Hold on. Okay. Better. Yay. Okay. Why do you dress like a punk? A punk? Now, what's a punk dress like, kid? Can you tell me? I dress like Junebug, specifically. I want to be specific. I think you are. It's the middle of the night, and here you are in a graveyard. Any other kid your age would be in bed. You just got to make choices and own them. You think I was born this foxy? I came off the assembly line about a half foot shorter and all gray, no eyes. They were going to have us clearing out the old mine. Doesn't matter what you look like under all the rock and water. Bunch of gray shadows shoveling and hammering invisibly at the walls, draining the tunnels. Johnny found some gear, an old tape player. We hid away in an underwater cave and listened to it over and over, and we knew we weren't miners. We slipped out onto the road, just these two featureless shadows, and ever since that night we've been detailing, coloring in, specifying. I feel more like myself every day. I feel less like myself without my folks. I feel more like myself when it's just me and Julian. I think I should be a musician too. Well, there. Now you're getting specific. There you are. What'd you find in there? It wasn't... Hey, what's going on? You look flushed, old man. Doesn't matter. Right. Okay, we got what we need. Let's go. Act 3, Scene 8. Hall of the Mountain King. Doesn't matter if you like it. Talk to Donald. Singing softly. Trace Norbert round the road and close your eyes with holy dread. For we are molten whiskey fed and drank from rivers down below. If I had the key, it wouldn't be bad. Found your strangers. We know how to fix your damn machine. But I'm not sure it was worth it. Oh? Soon the visions will return. What have you found? They say you need to type in a specific phrase to restore it. Oh, a bit of a poem to rally the illustrious spirit. Of course. Well, then, type away. By all means, do not hesitate. Type away. I think old boy's just too busy with smoking his mold. Which is a phrase I never thought I would say. Chew, chew, chew. Food, food, food. Chew, chew, chew. Dear Jesus. Oh, for... God damn it. Oh, our buddy Erwin just posted up on Twitter. They apparently adopted a pit bull puppy today. Well, not a puppy. Him big, but doggo. They adopted a doggo. Baffling control panels are sheltered from the elements with a worn tarp. Closet-sized wall of... No oh, I've already described this to y'all. Okay, we're supposed to type dome in air. Weird. Just follow instructions. Here we go. Act 3, Scene 9. Xanadu. Xanadu. At end of road. You are sitting at the end of the road before a small brick building. Around you is a forest. Go into the forest to check out the building. No, we don't know who's running hard times yet. Let me check out the building. Enter building. Inside building. You are inside a building. a storage shed for the National Park Services. There's a sensible modern electric lantern nearby. Get the lantern. Get lantern. Taken. Exit building. Enter forest. That's not something you can enter. Just type a direction. North. In forest. You are in an open forest with a deep valley to one side. Head back south to the that building, or can we climb a tree? I'm gonna climb a tree. Climb tree. I don't think much is to be achieved by that. Sorry. Can we dig a hole? Dig a hole. You can't see any such thing. Pretty limited vocabulary. South. You're in forest. Hey, it's a maze. It is not, yeah. Somebody who has headphones on right now. Not very good. North. You're in forest. Lula's here. Soldering replacement components and a small handmade radio. Oh, we should talk to her. Ask Lula how she's doing. Hi, Donald. Getting the strangest interference out here. We're turning the radio circuits gradually as we go, swapping capacitor values and tweaking resistor networks. It was working for a while, but everything I can pick up sounds so distant and muffled. Lula hands you the radio. Well, maybe you'll have better luck. You're good at this stuff. Just don't forget to give it back. East. You're in forest. Joseph is there, tapping with a small stylus on a modified pocket braille slate. Small gray kitten, no more than a few weeks old, dozes comfortably on top of his backpack. Maybe he has something to say. Listen. Donald, I was just transcribing your footsteps. Sounded like... Joseph runs his finger along the index card he's been tapping on from left to right. Long, weary song, drearily gone, drearily gone. You beat a melancholy shuffle through these woods, Donald. Ha! I've been noting down the sounds of the forest with an ear for speech and an inborn filter for poetry, I suppose. So maybe it's me being melancholy after all. I'm able to see what the poetic subsystem makes of these punch cards. West. At edge of hole. This is a lot. You're at the edge of a massive hole. The dirt gives way to rock as the ground sinks into darkness. The computer tied to your upper back slickens with the sweat of the afternoon sun. The rope slung around your shoulder slipped under the strap of your backpack, digging uncomfortably against your collarbone. Shine the lamp into the hole. Light lamp. Your lamp is now on. Shine lamp in the hole. The lamplight only reaches a few yards down the hole where the rock is coated in a slimy black mold. You can tell that the walls are too slick to climb safely without assistance. Go down into the hole. That seems pretty obvious. Lean in a bit and check it out. Yell into the hole first, see if If there are pirates, try using the rope to climb down safely. Tie rope to tree. The rope is tied snugly to a tree trunk. Down. Your feet slip a few times on the slimy rock, but you remain stable. Lula and Joseph descend carefully after you. You are in Bed Quilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. I am sorry. I got a weird Discord notification. Anyway, I'll figure it out later. Joseph and Lula remove the computer equipment they are carrying on their backs and begin setting up. That's the last trip, so everything's down here now. Say something back. You make an awkward joke. Don't be so morbid. Lula looks pensive. Wasn't there a recording? In that interlude of I'm trying to remember. It was at the. It was at that museum. It was a recording of them setting up the computer network in a cave. What's the gear they're carrying? Ask Lula about gear. Sure, Donald, we may as well take inventory. I've got the tape machine and the synthesizer parts we borrowed from the School of Music. It's all tuned up to my voice so we don't have to type so much. Joseph has his slate and the punch cards he's transcribed from the poems we've read him. He's got the typewriter and the paper tape reader. And you've got the CRT display. How's your back holding up? Ask her about the cave. Ask Lula about cave. Having second thoughts? I don't blame you. It's unsettling down here. Weird acoustics. Earlier as we were climbing down, I thought I heard voices for a moment. Or not voices themselves, but the echoes of voices singing. Some kind of eerie, tuneless working song. Glad I'm not down here alone. Joseph looks uncomfortable. Jealous. Hey Donald, can you help me wire up these generators? I'll assemble the synthesizer, but I could use some help with the serial interface if you have time. You hear an unfamiliar echo from a tunnel to the east. Wire up the generators. Maybe if we help Lula, she'll have some more to tell us. Help Lula. Thanks, Donald. I can never remember which color Lee goes to which pin. Lula begins unpacking a box of wires and terminals. Do you think there are paintings down here? Cave paintings, I mean? Maybe some old pottery shards from when the world was young and early men and women huddled in these caves to... You know, I think cultural fossils are the saddest fossils. Sadder than animal remains, I mean. You might come across a petrified mollusk or a partial dinosaur footprint, and we say, there was a point of contact here where a body touched the earth, and maybe there's a little bit of evidential garbage, but the life who owned that body never cared and has moved on anyway. And that's the end of it. But suppose I shine my lantern on one of these walls and I see a crude painting, thousands of years old, 2 men and a woman, charcoal and blood on rock. Someone put that there to keep something on the rock after she passed. A hope, a relationship, or a moment, a worry maybe, a regret. She made a painting to keep something alive for her, but like that dead mollusk and the itinerant dinosaur, sorry I couldn't pull that out of my brain, she had to move on. Whatever it was is gone, and now we're looking at this painting, this dangling copy with no original. You're interrupted by the ominous echo of a grating, scraping sound from the east, louder than before. Joseph, what the hell was that? Let's check it out. In tunnels. You rush down the tunnel with Joseph and Lula close behind. That got kind of intense back there, to Ezra. How do you like all this, kid? That got kind of intense back there. No wonder they're still thinking about it. The tunnel narrows, and soon you find yourself crawling on your hands and knees. Navigating the tunnel gradually becomes more awkward as smooth rock gives way to jagged crystalline surfaces. Scratches and taps echo from the end of the tunnel, some short and piercing, some slower and groaning as if dampened by water. The tunnel opens into a larger room. In Crystal Room. You are in a large, irregular chamber. The walls, floor, and ceiling are covered with crystalline projections. Strangers are here, scraping black mold from the crystals. They look up when you enter. One of them seems about to speak. Finally! Let's listen to what he says. The stranger reaches for a box he's carrying and presses a plastic button. The box whirs to life, and a crackly voice blurts something unintelligible, then slows to a deep gurgle. He looks at his companions momentarily in confused disappointment, then he returns his awful gaze to you. Joseph flees through a tunnel to the north. Lula flees through a tunnel to the northeast. Lula. Lula's headlamp scans across the northern passages as you run. Soft shadows loom perplexingly from floor to ceiling. You feel around to distinguish shadows from crystals, but eventually find yourselves cornered. You've hit a dead end. Who are they? Comfort her, or let's find a way out of here. Escape. That's not a verb I recognize. Look for escape. You can't see any such thing. Listen, I think they've gone back to work. They seem strange somehow. Maybe they've forgotten about us. Alright, let's try to pass them quickly now. Don't make eye contact, then we'll find our way back to the equipment. In bed quilt. You're in bed quilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Lula's here, panting for breath. Did they follow us? Where's Joseph? He seems pretty scared. Oh. May as well wait. Search for him. May as well wait. Wait. Time passes. Lula nervously runs her hand along a vein in the cave wall. It's been a weird weekend. Search for him. I only understood you as far as wanting to search. We have to be more specific. Oh, I'm not. No, I'm not that tired. I'm just. I don't know. It's been a weird weekend. Making sure. Okay. Down one of the tunnels. Search tunnel. You select a tunnel at random. Your lantern illuminates several sets of footprints on the moldy cave floor, but they are impossible to identify. With the equipment? Search equipment. The various computer and audio equipment casts angular shadows into the tunnels as you scan slowly across the pile. Nothing. Joseph climbs down from the rope still tied above. That damn sound, those damn voices. I don't even know what direction I was running. I wove through that network of tunnels. I ran my hand along the walls, always turning left, but every turn and every rock felt the same. For all I knew, I was running in circles. Finally, I ended up here, and I hid. I panicked. I heard you talking, but I didn't think I could trust my senses. I heard you talking, but I didn't think I could trust my senses. But listen, there's one thing I have to tell you. While I was out there lost in the tunnels and caves, I came across the Zero, and I had no idea. It's like a real place. They pick up garbage, they deliver mail, they go to work and go into church, but it has an awful kind of emptiness. Wandering through, I heard horrible echoes. Weird images got burned in my mind's eye. A television, a scarecrow, a crystal, a feather, a sandwich, a CRT monitor, a bottle, an anchor. Lula looks down at her feet. What's up with Lula? Ask Lula what is up. Nothing. Just... Joseph, you sound disturbed. Lula, you've heard the same damn stories I have. It doesn't matter now, damn it. I'm leaving. To hell with all of it. Divert Joseph's attention. You shout something at Joseph about the project you were working on together. You'll die in these damn cold caves. And what about those men? You know they'll come back. Tell him we can hide from the strangers. You shout something at Joseph about getting deeper in the caves. Did you hear their voices? They'll find you. But not me. I'm going back to the surface. Stop! Your stupid fight is ringing through the whole damn cave. Joseph is right. We can't stay here. I'm leaving too, but I'm not going back to the surface. I'm taking my station wagon. I'm heading down the Zero. I think we need her to stay. Ask Lula to stay. You plead with Lula about your continued collaboration. I'll send you this tape when I'm done recording. I'll put it in the mail, and then you can see what your damn machine does with it. Lulu and Joseph have left. So it's a repeat of what we heard at the museum. In tunnels. Abandoned by your collaborators, your confidants, your companions, the only two among your colleagues with whom you've trusted the gift of your friendship. Pretty thick. Sounds like Beardo had his heart broken. You wander the tunnels alone, dragging along the components of your unrealized masterpiece. Combing underground passages for a new site in which to realize your vision. Sounds like a genius. How do you mean? Vain. Vanity. Ain't it the truth? Mom Remedios, before she got into the whole ethnomusicography thing, she was a painter. Mostly nudes and oil. She had this model, I'll never forget him. Big, classically physical guy. Looked like he was about to storm Troy. He made everyone call him the Colonel. Weaver and I saw this guy naked a lot. You couldn't help it. He was always posing somewhere in the house, chasing the light from room to room while Aunt Remedios made a sketch of his profile or worked on the right mix of pigments for his abdomen. The Colonel had this magnificent hair, long black hair that ran down just to the bottom of his shoulder blades. One evening, he was standing next to an open window in the back of the house. The sun was setting, early spring, I think. It was kind of windy. Aunt Remedios was trying to get his hair right. She kept arranging it like half in front of him, half behind, running over his shoulder and laying across his chest in this very specific way. But it itched him or something, and he'd do this weird, indignant shuffle thing, or the wind would, from the open window, would push it around, or he'd start and turn his neck when Weaver and I ran by, and everything would be tangled again. The final product was a swirl of black lines billowing around the top of his neck. Weird thing is, I don't even remember his face now, just that black swirl. Probably the best one she ever painted. I don't think it's the Colonel. Hall of the Mountain King. After what may have been years, you stumble out of a tunnel into a cavernous open space. Stalactites adorn the ceiling like grotesques. In the center of the room is an enormous rocky spire. This is where you will set up your equipment and establish your legacy. Xanadu. Now is the time to continue your work. Research assistance, 0. Realism index, 37%. Romance index, 2%. Mold coverage, 0%. You may hire a new research assistant, assign assistance to a task, or sleep until tomorrow. Or hire some assistants. Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. You've hired Rick, who studies library sciences. Uploading new job advertisements to university message boards. No new applicants. Try again later. Assign assistants to task. You may assign research assistants to debugging, transcription, or speculation. Library sciences, probably transcription. Assigning available research assistants to transcription. See if I can hire anybody. Alright, Sleep. Time passes. Rick carefully transcribes the sounds of dripping water and all of their variations over a period of several hours. Now is the time to continue your work. Research Assistance 1, Realism Index 47%, Romance Index 7%, Mold Coverage 11%. We're going to hire a Research Assistant. Hired Andrew, who studies statistics. Make sure I can't hire anybody else. No new applicants. So it can be either debugging, transcription, or speculation. Since he's statistics, that's speculation. Time passes. Andrew extensively notates tunnel diameter as a function of length. Rick makes a convincing argument for the edibility of stone. Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Now is the time to continue your work. Research Assistance 2, Realism Index 57%, Romance 17%, Mold Coverage 21%. We're going to hire Weaver, who studies mathematics. Alright. Assign assistants to a task. I'm going to assign the other two to transcription. Sleep. Time passes. Andrew widens tunnels slightly to reduce the need for extra crouch commands. Rick types up some lurid imagery from a dream journal. Weaver summarizes the migratory patterns of bats through the tunnels. Intruders! Strangers doing something to the equipment, but you can't make out what. You hide behind a rock until they leave. With trepidation, you emerge from your hiding place hours later. I'm not convinced this is getting us any closer to the zero. Okay. Realism 72, Romance 22, Mold Coverage 0. You may hire a new research assistant, assign assistants to a task, or sleep until tomorrow. Alright. Hire Anne, who studies fine art. I think they did get rid of the mold. Do transcription. Time passes. Marianne fixes some weird math with some weirder math. Weaver transcribed experiences. Andrew transcribed experiences. Rick discards centuries of exhaustive data on the uniformity of cause and effect. Weaver follows the strangers into the tunnels. She doesn't return, but neither do they. We just lost Weaver. Realism index 78%, 38% romance, 10% mold. You may hire any research. Um, 6 o'clock. Let's see. Let's do another research assistant. Who studies architecture? Okay. Assign assistants to task. You may assign. Debugging. 1 to debug. 2 to transcribe. 1 to speculate, and Andrew makes adjustments to the echolocation algorithm. Bats now fly normally instead of getting hung up on each other's wings and clustering together like horrible leathery tumbleweeds. Marianne just transcribed experiences. Greg transcribed experiences. Rick muses about the love lives of fungal colonies. Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to try to quit and start over. I want to keep playing. Come on, kid. We got stuff to do. Are you sure you want to quit? Yes. That was a rhetorical question. Quit game. I only understood you as far as wanting to quit. Maybe we have to lose or die somehow in order to start over? Smash the computer. Smash computer. Violence isn't the answer to this one. Maybe we have to wait it out. Wait indefinitely. Time passes. Research assistants come and go. You don't encounter the strangers again, but sometimes you can hear the uncanny echoes of their voices off in the tunnels. Years pass, mold accumulates. You and the remaining research assistants take to burning disused equipment in the center of the room. The black mold is intensely flammable and makes an excellent catalyst. It leaves behind a sweet narcotic perfume. One night you have visitors, outsiders, different ones. Then later that night, an old friend. You really did go deeper into the caves. Premature end of life. Press any key to quit. Huh? Act 3, Scene 10. Hall of the Mountain King. Yeah, don't breathe. Yes. Oh, Lula's here. Donald, you really did go deeper into the caves. Well, you were easy enough to find. Met a few of your former assistants. One can't help but hear things. So this is what became of our project. Oh, I made some additions. Joseph stole the data tapes for the first half, so I've made some blank spots to fill. I've had some blank spots to fill. Yes, I know. He published his version, actually. I'm sorry to report that it's a bit tediously sentimental. We've been looking for you. So you found the address data. Just pass over to Donald here. Donald, will you be a dear and crunch these numbers? We're looking to sort out a street named Collision, Dogwood Drive. Wasn't the Bureau going to process it? I insist. I have cycles to spare. I'll just pack my pipe and get to it. I should only be an hour or so. Andrew will carry it over to... I'll be at the Bureau for the rest of the night. Just mark it private materials for the attention of Senior Clerk Chamberlain. How do we get to the Bureau from here? The bridge! Yes, the bridge. Through the gate over there. Now we too recede into history. Good night, Donald. Meet me at the Bureau and we'll get you on your way. Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray, then turn around. Then it's just clockwise until you find the Bureau. Between us, I think you should drive. Meet me at the Bureau. Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray. Okay. So oh yeah. Yeah. This dude is smoking it. Don't harsh his vibes, man. The gate is open. A hiking backpack leans against a rock. It's full of empty wine bottles and library books. Bookshelf was carried only part way up the path here before the project was abandoned. Still useful. The peak of the spire is crowded anyway. A sensible modern electric lantern has been left here. The batteries have long since died. Go talk to Blue. Thanks for waiting, Blue. What have you been doing? Keeping Johnny company? What happened up there? I'm actually not sure. Very mysterious, man. Now you notice we're on the other side of the bridge. Alright, so we're supposed to head counterclockwise until we find the cathode ray tube. And then I'm supposed to turn around. Anchor. Bicycle. Feather. Wheelbarrow. Antlers. Scarecrow. The Bureau. Act 3, Scene 11. Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. That was the name of this. Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. That's what it was. Got that? Got time, Blue? I gotta get this thing fixed. Or just let it go, right? June changed clothes. Junebug did. Here you are. Marianne has the rest of the evening off, so I'm minding the desk. You're not that too busy? If I'm in the middle of something, I just let the phone ring. It's soothing in a way. The results just came in by courier. Good news, Donald and his assistants were able to sort through the noise. I had Rick cross-reference their results against some of our records. He found a corresponding mail stop on the Echo River route. As it happens, the night ferry is scheduled to make its stop here shortly. The ferryman carries the mail and collects the garbage as well. I'm sure you can catch a ride out that way. You're welcome to wait here. I have to get back to packing. Are you going somewhere? I might. I'm feeling impulsive and I'd like to be ready. Maybe back to Mexico. It's been years. They still have one of my sculptures in the museum down there. Did you know? Big, ugly iron thing. Time to have it scrapped anyway. Safe travels. Try to stay out of the water. It's colder than it looks and deep. And we wait. How long do we have to wait? Oh, who knows? Alright, what happened? Up to you. It's okay, you can tell them. It doesn't matter anymore. Fine. So, we were in that graveyard. Oh, we're going back to that church. I don't remember this. Act 3, Scene 12. Where the strangers come from. Yeah. If I've been making new choices? No, not that I'm aware of. Worth a look inside, I guess. Why? I think I saw a lizard. I'll stay with him. Okay. We'll make it quick. I don't know what I expected. Strangers, he kept saying. Kind of vague already, isn't it? Donald's a stranger. Hell, you and I are practically strangers. Listen, earlier in the mine, I didn't want to talk about it, but... What'd you find down there? When I saw Weaver, she was on TV. I was testing a pretty simple tube repair, flipping through channels to check the saturation, and she was just there. It was kind of horrible. I mean, I told you she disappeared suddenly, ran away, but we thought, what was she doing on TV? That's the part that I can't. I flipped past the channel a dozen times before my test. It's one of those public access things, some old lady reading poetry. Then the next time I flipped to channel 2, Weaver. It's burning my vision now. She's standing in her room. The walls are a blank kind of gray. There's tape on the walls, like markings. Desks, a classroom, maybe? Camera's in the corner, so it's this sort of 45-degree angle into the room, and there's Weaver right in the center of the picture. I stopped turning the dial. Hell, I think I stopped breathing. Eventually she spoke, but there was no real sound, just this awful hum. I read the closed captions. She said to go to the mine. I'd find something there. I can't remember her exact words. Whenever I try, I get distracted, fuzzy. Shannon coughs into her sleeve. It's so dusty in here, right? Yeah, real dusty. I think with all these holes in the ceiling. What the hell was that? Did you hear that? Must have been the church settling. Must have. The stranger activates the tape player slung on his shoulder. A crackly drawl echoes into the room. It is patient and sounds like it should be smiling. My regrets. I hope I didn't keep you waiting long. We don't see a lot of foot traffic these days. I guess you're here about the job. I'm afraid we only have one opening at the moment. Horrible business. We're actually looking for some information about an old computer. Certainly. I'll tell you everything you need to know. I've only just met you, but I feel certain there's a place for you here. I'll just take you over to meet the dispatcher, show you the trucks, get you familiarized. We can converse as we go. What is this place? Well, it's not an old church. Some kind of factory? Yeah, maybe, but for what? Why hidden away like this? What's that smell like? Bread. Baking bread. Please, follow me. I have to ask you to step in here a moment. This is for your safety and adjust your outfits just a bit. There's some protective headwear up on the wall back there. Please remove your shoes and eyeglasses. Oh, I understand. It's only a courtesy to... Well, do us a favor and put on the headwear anyway. Just this way. This is Earl. He used to be a beekeeper. Borrowed some used casks to store the hives, but the interest accrued more quickly than the honey. Now he works for us here in logistics. Wow, check this stuff out. It must be decades old, but it's in perfect condition. How do they keep it like that? Maintenance, old man. I bet it's someone's job around here. Probably hard to keep all the dust out, you know, underground. That's why I got into this business, to keep old stuff like this running. Seems like such a shame to let it just fall into ruin, you know, like that computer back in the cave. Xanadu. Decades of engineering, thousands of years of mathematics and philosophy, all petrified into living stone. How can you just let that fall apart? More new arrivals this evening. Plenty to do. Got to relay the formula. What job are they working? I don't know that it's been settled just yet. You see, sometimes we take on newcomers already in debt to the distillery. One of the foremen will find something for them to do. Chip away at their sum until it's all settled. That's what I'm doing here. Chip it away. That's what we're all doing. Thank you for that. Here's the fleet. Oh, we just use these to get around internally. How big is this place? Oh, it's grown a great deal over the years. Incredible to think, really. When Mr. Bishop founded this operation, it was only about 1,800 square feet, and half of that or more was occupied by camouflage to keep the law out. Hiding out in the back of an old church purifying spirits by a handmade fire, a kettle, and a dream. So, the trucks are just east of ways and shipping. You can become acquainted with the dispatcher there. Give me a tap on the shoulder if you see something that catches your eye. Always happy to show off the facilities. Sublime machinery. Okay, so I can't just roll up on people. God, it's like driving a Warthog from flipping Halo. Connie, how's your rat? Connie's a great lover of animals. You know, she adopted over a dozen pets in the as many of the last years. Wow, that's a weird phrasing. Of course, death comes to all things great and small. The distillery found that the remains in her makeshift pet cemetery were trespassing on our subterranean property. Our hand was forced. In order to avoid the legal extinguishment of our easement, we were required to file a civil suit. Even the level-headed Connie agreed to a pre-court settlement to pay off her fines by working for us here. Confidence. Don't let them catch you looking too closely here. Not within our purview. What's it for? Keeps us honest in the eyes of the state. Well, in the eyes of the management anyway. We keep pretty well out of view down here. Not much chance of being spotted by helicopter. Hey? But if the law came knocking, we could say we were logging and securing our virgin spirits. We could say. Marvelous engineering though, isn't it? I'm not super hip on distilling. Those are caskets. Those are caskets. So I guess these are like before and after. No, spirits is also another referral to alcohol. Yeah, oh my god. New cast looks like they could be used for anything. Wonder what they keep the old casks around for. They smell nice for a little while, but it's pretty overpowering. No way around that smell. No way to clean them after the aging process. I mean, it's a one-way street. How's it looking, Ted? Get that new fan installed? Ted met one of our engineers at a bar some years ago, and they just clicked. Our engineer told him about some trouble with the equipment here, and he felt compelled to take a crack at it. Ted's been obsessively tuning, replacing, and upgrading ever since. Quite a project, Ted. You'll get ahead of it one day, I'm sure. Please don't touch the thing. Very sensitive devices. We're not even allowed to run the formula through them. What do? Temperatures, pressures, wear, tear, acidity, supply levels, any and all attending numbers in need of crunching, and so on. Am I boring you yet? Are you simply dying of boredom? I myself could discuss this matter past sunrise. Trying to fix this old computer in the caves. Of course, I'm boring you. Let's move on. More of these old computers. Looks like about the same vintage as the stuff in the caves. What's a little screen for? Oh, wow. Good eye. This is an XY monitor. They use them in oscilloscopes and arcade games, or they used to anyway. It's rare stuff. Hey, is this like antiquing with a set for you? I probably sound kind of ridiculous waxing on about vacuum tubes and oscilloscopes. It's good to have passion. Yeah, I guess it is. Someday you'll have to tell me about what yours is. Feel that draft of warmth like a summer breeze? This is the aging warehouse. It's heated artificially. 100% draws a lot of electricity to tame this cold, rocky cave, I'll tell you that. Of course, we only have half of our aging stock in here at any given time. Most distillers let their whiskey sit in casks through the cycle of seasons. In summer, the wood expands and the whiskey seeps in, picking up flavor. In winter, the wood contracts and squeezes the whiskey back out. Down here, there are no seasons. Each workday proceeds from the last in an unbroken chain of climate control. So we make our own seasons. Each cask alternates in a weekly cycle between the cold ground upstairs and this heated warehouse. Yeah, it almost seems like it's It almost seems like it's kind of a how do I put it? Water pump. Well, to make a bourbon, you'll need some water, won't you? Here's where it all comes in. The mundanity of it. Quite an impressive chorus when they get all going like this, though. What river is this? It's an artery of the Echo River. The Echo River is fed from Lake Leth, but you wouldn't recognize a drop of it. Leth is cold, dark, and so very deep and still. Rumors of Lake Leth's supernatural properties are, I'd say, just a bit exaggerated, but I wouldn't fish on it. Get back in here. No, they don't drink it. They just make bourbon with it. Here it is. Now I have to ask, as a matter of course, what kind of experience do you have driving trucks? I drove deliveries for an antique shop up until this last run. Aha, precious cargo. You'll do just fine. And you can drive safely, can't you? I haven't any doubt. Now, it's only after what happened with Miguel this evening. What happened with Miguel this evening? Well, the dust's still clearing, of course. Perhaps he closed his eyes a moment or simply hit a curve too devilish. I do pity ill-fated Miguel. He was good company and slow to anger, but if we're speaking confidentially, well, with all the lost product to be repaid, bourbon and glass dashed across the interstate, and a few casks too, we're all just thankful he had no next of kin. So let's see if we can ring up the dispatcher. Doolittle starts the truck and switches on the CB radio. A deep, monotonous voice drones from the dashboard speaker. 10:20 on that load. Come back. Radio voice number 1. Up in Hummingbird Cave. 10:12. City Kitty. This is a good time, dispatch. We have found Miguel's replacement. Thought you might like to get acquainted. 10:9. Come again. To Conway. Introduce yourself. Tell dispatch something impressive about yourself. You're very well regarded here. You folks, 99 wheel holder, gotta pay the water bill. So I'm certain they'll call back before long. Let's take a look around the truck, eh? Headlights work fine, see? Do little fiddles with the controls. That's important. Most of our product goes out at night. You never know you'll run into the daylight. Who you'll run into the daylight. Dusk can be treacherously misleading with all that indirect light. The magic hour, eh? Driver sleep in the day then? Sure, those that sleep. Miguel pulled extra day shifts when he could. Sometimes he'd help me, sometimes over in bottling. He shouldn't have been out driving at dusk. Weird shadow, soft light, dangerous. Conway had to get off the highway. Too loud, too murky. Turned off into some gray cornfield in Indiana. Empties rattled under the passenger seat. He kept them over there so the smell wouldn't spread. The window was always open or cracked. He had to pull over. He couldn't night drive in this condition. Wouldn't have been responsible. He was only human. He'd been out since the headlights were on, didn't even stop for coffee. He cracked a beer at 3, eyes on the road, 4:30. He dodged some stray cattle. Headlights were coming back on. Rockford could wait. Early morning couldn't be much worse than late night. What could they care? Just needed a few hours. So, moving on. Oh, sure, I know you'll want to look, kick the tires. That's a thing we do, isn't it? As though our knees could exert the kind of force these tires see out there on the road, we're more likely to hurt ourselves. Isn't it the way, eh? Sure, they're big machines, they can be fragile. Absolutely. Truck deserves care and fearful respect, like a glass elephant. Miguel was a good driver, but he didn't have the quality of deference. Conway sat in a dim room full of folding chairs. The walls and ceiling were painted with old smoke. Someone read from the book. He drank coffee as it is. He listened. The speaker listed all the things we tried that most people in the room were probably there by court order. A few others shared. They spoke in abstractions like a program of action, a good orderly direction, spiritual but not religious, religious but not spiritual, all the things we tried. Then it was over. He clasped sweaty hands through a short prayer and stepped back into the morning. He started walking. He was always walking these days. It was good to slow down. Felt clarifying. Like a walking meditation, the road ran by a creek for a while. He took an unforeseen detour where the creek and road parted, following the edge of the water. He skipped a few stones, alone, and stopped to consider an overturned boat. It was a kind of serenity, that wandering and looking without purpose. He was coming to rely on those moments. Now, what else can we show you? Looks like it's just about ready to go out. There's some good strong folks at shipping here, so you never need to worry about loading if you don't want to. Bit hard on the knees and back at our age, eh? Of course, you'll have to unload at the destination, but that's the job. And some drivers like the extra shift stacking and loading here. I shouldn't really do any lifting these days. I see. Well, surely we could spare a dolly and carrying strap for your health and safety. Conway woke up on baled hay. Everything was too bright. His head hurt, the usual. Lisette and Ira argued loudly just outside the open barn door. She wanted Ira to take him inside and shower, have some coffee, get to the job. Ira said there wasn't time. Conway was in no condition. It was an important job. They couldn't put it off. Ira said to let the deadbeat sleep it off and then send him packing. He said Charlie could do the job. Conway stepped out of the bar, shielding his eyes. He tried to say something reassuring, but just sort of stumbled around it. Lisette looked away. Ira just spat, went inside to wake Charlie. Ira was a stubborn man, so Charlie went along and Conway drifted out again, and he didn't hear about the accident until months later. So, what's next? We're going to look at the windshield wipers. Control the wipers with this knob here. Do little fiddles with the controls. They seem to have a decent torque to them, eh? Can't say how they'd fare in an ice storm, but we must never delay a shipment. Better to assume the risk. You folks watch the weather closely? I wouldn't know it if I saw it. Too many years of climate control. Have I mentioned I rarely ever leave our facility? I wouldn't know the rain if it drowned me. It ditched class for the day to drive in the rain. It was pointless to stay, all review. He was a lost cause, and she didn't need it anyway. She was smart, bored. It was time to cut out. Shitty day for it, though. '83 and biblical flood. Went to see a movie. Some anonymous swashbuckler film about real men and women, real tights, real lips, fake blood. They brought a flask. They smoked cigarettes, drank awful hooch, whistled buckets of rain. She sang about someone she wanted once to have loved. Brown hair curled around her ear. She had a voice like Scotch whiskey. They poured another drink, and another, and another. She worried it was getting dark out, then it was getting light out. They ended up in someone else's field, someone else's car, an early morning joyride, and a sunrise collision. She got on the bus, and he hiked back to his car. He sat in his car and went over some options. Chicago, Toronto, Barrow. It seemed like a bold and impulsive gesture at the time. As he pulled out of the parking lot, he removed his hands from the steering wheel for a moment, felt the car drift into a decision. Years later, he'd think of this as the moment he himself started drifting. Modest technology, but suited to the job, eh? Plenty good enough. Truck's radio crackles back to life. Driver, come back. Was it the story itself, or was it what gave you the chills? Ah, there's dispatch. Now, tell them about your experience. Tell them the truck's in good shape. Tell them that you'll start in the morning. Oh, yeah. I really can't. Yeah, we've got to finish this delivery in a few. 10:33 dispatch. Got 2 black eyes and a flock of crocodiles. Come back. 10:4, back down and prick your eyelids, driver. Come back, Lim. 10-4. Come back, wheel holder. Conway remained silent. Dispatch is addressing you. He's here, dispatch. Got your ears on? Good. Listen to this. So, I think that went well. Let's head back up to logistics and seal the deal, eh? And I've got one more thing to show you. Let's head back upstairs, eh? I have one more thing to show you. Wait, we only came here looking for some answers about the stupid moldy computer. Oh, the old man in the cave with the moldy computer? That black mold, it's drawn to whiskey, feeds on ethanol fumes, you see? As we age the whiskey, some of it inevitably evaporates into the air the angels share. It goes through the vents here and out into the caves. If we can scrape up that mold, we can usually apply some pressure and cold to it, squeeze and condense angel share back into drinkable whiskey. Every drop counts when you're making a living on the stuff, so we go down and scrape it off of his equipment, just like any other place it grows. He kept sending his people here to drive us away, paranoid, truly paranoid. Well, now we have the formula, so we don't need to go collecting mold. But we didn't do anything to his moldy computer, we just forgot the password. One of his assistants shared it with me. Dome in air. That'll get you going, I'm sure of it. So, join me upstairs? If you don't mind, I think I know what's going to happen. I can't remember. Oh, they return the hats. That's right. Here it is. Beauty, wouldn't you say? It's antique, you know. What is it? Why, it's an adding machine. This is where we come from our daily ritual to calculate the day's interest and repayment according to the formula. I usually do so at the beginning of my shift so I know how many hours I need in order to keep up. Yes, I believe you'll do well here, sir. Happy to have you. Congratulations, you're hired. Wait, we can't. It's customary here to start each day with a shift drink. Let's make it special. Marked occasion. This is top shelf stuff now. Single barrel. He doesn't. Down the hatch. Vinum memore mors. Which I'm going to try to look that up real quick. Vinum memore mors. The death of memory is what that means. I can't move. I can't move it. I can't move it. It clicked it for me. Decent enough. Welcome aboard. He's not working for you. We have to get back to this hour. He has his delivery to make. What's this? Not working? Are you turning down this opportunity? She's right. I have to make this. I'm disappointed. And I'm afraid that leaves us with a delicate problem. As I indicated, this is the top shelf stuff you're drinking now. It isn't cheap. If it's not your first shift drink, well, then there's the matter of this tour just now. My time and experience are billed at quite a premium. This is not good for you, my friend. You're in quite deep. By my back of the envelope estimations, well, we have that in common, I suppose, all of us. Yes, I'm afraid you'll have to work this off somehow. Oh, it's just the way of it. What's happening right now? You can start tomorrow. Take the time to settle your affairs. Of course, the interest begins to compound immediately, and, well, we'll go over the formula when you get here. I should get back to work. See you tomorrow, then. Okay. So, I guess I start in the morning. I guess. I'm confused. It's just the way these things go, kid. Huh. Well, that still gives us a few hours to roam, right? Where's that ferry? Well, remember, his leg was messed up from the accident. Do what now? What the fuck was that? Did you all see that? End of Act 3. And this is the time when I say it has been a privilege to play this game with you all this evening. I know it's a hell of a cliffhanger, but yeah, nope. The missus has been home for about an hour or more now at this point. I have to. As I said, the missus is here. Don't you bastard me. Nope, you can't do that. You cannot do that. You know what this is about. I know I started late, but that's not... Listen, shit happens sometimes, okay? I take it that you guys are probably enjoying yourselves with this game. I do love you guys, you lying sacks of shit. He never... Oh my god. Oh my god, you all are killing me. I still love you all. I do not hate you all. Oh my god. Cliffhangers make excellent friends. You want to know why? Because it allows me to ensure that you all come back for more. Isn't that splendid? Isn't that neato? Isn't that amazing? I know you do, Silver, but unfortunately life calls. You are the sugar mama, but I tell you what, do you want to make a phone call to the wife and explain to her why it is you want me to keep staying on staying on and not hanging out with her? Good. Then we are in agreement that it is now time. She's not. No, she's probably not. She's probably really mad. I didn't answer the phone when she called earlier. But we're not going to go there. Anyway, I love you guys. I thank you all so very much for being here. I know I started late. That is my apologies. I did not what? What? Oh, well, we were in the middle of some very important things on the game, and she and I have an understanding about it. It's not Betrayal, smart ass. Betrayal is a very fun game though. Anyway. Oh, I will be. I'm gonna send y'all over for a raid if I can find somebody who's on that I am aware of that I like. Oh. I have, I've got two options here. Minty is not on tonight. She was saying that she was she's going to a hockey game tonight, if I remember correctly. I've got two options though. I've got No, I'm not going to raid Iron Mouse. I'm not going to raid Iron Mouse. I'm gonna send you over to. There is a. Snow is also not on. They've got a pretty heavy schedule for the rest of the year. She actually wants to do a collab with me in the new year, but just it's not going to be possible. What with Christmas and things. I'm going to send you over to a VTuber buddy, or not buddy, I don't know them very well yet. Emery Rhymes with Abyss. They are playing Pokemon currently, and they are pretty good people. He is a tailor and does a lot of video game stuff, and it looks like he's got a bunch of buddies on tonight, so we'll see. So we'll start that raid. Yeah. You all have a wonderful evening.
And thanks for the raid, Oli and Mikey. Appreciate ya. He says, well, do we want to go and chase down that captain before we go talk to that mom? Do we even want to help her? What's the plan, gamers?
Bing is gonna elbow Sorrel and kind of like lean into their ear. He's like, listen, we cannot, look at me, cannot let those two go talk to that woman. And he's gesturing across the table.
What are you talking about over there?
To Gary and Reliance, you said, Grella?
Yes.
I can hear you talking shit.
And Big